So just for everyone who doesn't know you, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Lee. I'm a musician from London, or Loughton in Essex. I always say London, but it's Loughton in Essex. Just recorded an album with Francis Rossi. First two tracks that I've just had out are co-written with him, which is great. You and I, and This Is Me. I mean, just can't wait to finally try and get out and do some gigs, you know.
I know what you mean, and I know what you mean when you say you're from Essex, because I actually used to live down in Essex for a few years. So,
did you?
Yeah, Braintree area. That was where I used to be.
Braintree, yeah.
Yeah. So when people sort of say it's like, oh, so you lived in London, I was like, no.
Yeah.
outside of London, I think you're fine.
I think, do you know what? A lot of my family moved from East London back in the late 80s out to Essex, but I think a lot of people did that, you know. A lot of the people from Essex are ex-East Londoners, so we say.
So how has COVID affected you doing songwriting and the mentality when it comes to it?
To be honest, I've enjoyed the process because obviously given me a lot of time to finish off stuff that I'd been writing for years. So there's a lot of unfinished songs that I had, and with the lockdown, enabled me to be able to do it. And incidentally, with Francis not being on Quo for the first time in 20 years, as long I've been with my wife, never been able to pin him down as well. So that's another thing that I think was great, that we was able to connect with the songwriting and do this album, which was great.
How did you two actually meet and be able to arrange to do the songwriting together?
Well, 20 years ago, I met my wife. It was yesterday. It's 20 years yesterday. She entered the talent show. 3 weeks later, she moved in. So that was quite strange. I only invited her over for dinner. No, I'm joking. But so then obviously I'd met Francis that year. Didn't really talk about obviously me, you know, doing stuff with him, because obviously I just met him. You know, I wasn't even thinking about that at that stage, and it's just that it was quite strange meeting him for the first time, because growing up, I mean, Quo was very much in my family. My aunts and uncles were very much into Quo, so that was quite strange. But you quickly get over that. It's just he's just Francis, you know. And but then obviously, like throughout the years, literally hassling him for years. Would you be able to help me please help me write my songs, you know, that sort of thing. Again, it was, I could never pin him down because he was so busy, you know, brilliantly. You know, he's been going for so many years with Quo, and it's fantastic that they're still going. But as I said, the minute lockdown happened, don't get me wrong, I was sending him songs, you know, throughout, little WhatsApp clips and that, you know. And then when obviously lockdown did happen, we was able to connect more. I was sending him over more and more little clips on the WhatsApp. And I think it was my next single that's coming out on the 26th. It was that song that I recorded here. I won't go too much into it. You have to wait until that comes out. But it was that song that I sent him over, and he called me straight away, which I thought, well, you know, this is something. And he had his guitar in hand and he was playing the chords and singing it down the phone. I was thinking, wow, this must be something. And this is when he said, you know, what do you want from this? Where do you want to go with it? I just said to him, it isn't like, I'm not thinking, I'm going to set the world alight with anything. I said, I'd just like to be able to record the songs that I've got and just be proud that I did that. Anything else that had come with it would be a bonus. So that's when he offered the use of his studio with Andy Brook, who's his engineer, and the Quo guitar tech. So we just went over there, started the songs. I think he said this on interview, that he was going to get me in. I was going to sort of record a couple of songs, and then he thought, we'd just be on his way. He'd be happy that he'd got a few songs recorded. But what he didn't realise is when he walked into the studio that very first morning, and he was buzzing off what I was doing. I was only playing a couple of songs on the guitar, and he was literally sold straight away. And from that day on, he was in there for 8 hours a day with us, literally. And then just got into, you know, turned around into producing everything. It was amazing for me I mean, I've been a drummer for years, never really had the confidence to do my own stuff. So I'd sort of record stuff and put them at, put them at the back. I'll look at them later. But with him giving me the confidence to think, actually, I have got something here. So then we just progressed with the writing. There was three songs, You and I, This Is Me, and another song that's on the album that he co-wrote. So it was, I can't thank him enough, really, for what he's done.
Yeah. Was it a surreal feeling the first morning that you both walked into his studio and started work?
Not really, because I've known him for so long. It wasn't. It was. I just think for me, it was as a musician, and as I said before, being a drummer, it was always in the background. For then now, I'm putting myself on the line with my own songs. That was a bit daunting, but I did believe in my songs. I've always believed in them. So, I wasn't really worried in that respect. I mean, he's always taking the mickey out of me. I might turn up, I think it was summertime, and I had a pair of shorts on, a little pair of flossies, and what's he got on today? And taking the mickey. So we really built up a really strong bond over them months that we was recording. We really did. You can see how close we are in that respect. He might say different, but he probably would. He would. But great process. It was a great process in doing it. Hopefully we can do some more, because there's more songs in here, and he really enjoyed the process of writing with me. Well, likewise I did with him, and just to be seeing it online with my track that's on YouTube at the moment, co-written with Francis Rossi, I have to sort of think that is quite amazing in itself, But I'm just thankful that he believed in it, really.
So you're saying This Is Me. Could you tell us a little bit about that song?
Yeah, well, I always have this issue about explaining, because when I was trying to work on the bio, obviously this is new to me, doing anything like this. So I was thinking, I said to Francis, how do I explain these certain songs because sometimes they might not mean anything. I'll sit there with a guitar and I'll find some nice chords, but that's nice, and then pen and paper, and then I'll just come out with something. So like the opening line, look in the mirror, what can you see? Painting some pictures out in the sea. I don't know what that's about. It just come to my head. It's, be it good or bad, I don't know what it is. There's obviously a lot of stuff stored in my brain over the years from what's gone on or whatever. So I don't know. But then when I've, revisited the song, because I'd sort of start that, I think I wrote that first verse and left it alone for a while, because you have a tendency to, you can write something nice, I think that's really good, and then end up writing some crap after it, so you have to be very careful. But when you look at, I think the video tells the story of my life going through as a musician. So that's how it evolved. Basically finding myself and what I really wanted to be, But again, it's probably got a couple of different meanings, because I don't think the chorus we hadn't really got to the chorus by that time. We was in the studio. So Francis helped write that chorus. So there's three meanings there. So it's not necessarily solely about what I did. He just read into what he said. So it's quite strange when you analyse the songs and you think, well, that's got two or three different meanings. But to me, it is, this is me. It's like, my journey as a musician.
Yeah.
I hope I explained that all right, Mick.
I've got the fair gist of it, and I'm sure people, when they listen to the songs, that they'll take their own extrapolation.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. With the album, with the songs, you'll see, going through, quite a few of the songs there, you can see it's my life story, really. You can see that. Yeah. Which is quite special, really. There's some couple of deep songs. A song that I wrote about my brother on there. There's a song, the very first song I ever wrote was about my mum. My mum passed away when I was 8 years old. So there's a song on there about her. So it's a touching song. But, when you listen to that song, doesn't necessarily mean your mother's passed. It could still be here. You know what I mean? But for me, that's what that song's about. But it's a life. The album is a life story, I would say.
Oh me. And who else aside from Quo has inspired your music writing?
Going back, I mean, God, in the early 90s, I mean, I was really into Happy Mondays, Stone Roses. I wouldn't say they were my influence. I don't know, because when I listen back to my album, I think I don't really know who it sounds like. I mean, I had someone the other day message me and say I can hear Ocean Colour Scene, and I was like, oh, I've had a couple of people say that. So yeah, my influence is Stone Roses, Happy Mondays, Paul Weller. I mean, a lot of Sting, because I really like the Sting's drummer, Vinnie Colaiuta. So I used to listen to a lot of his stuff. Phil Collins. Obviously listened to Quo a lot as a youngster, but I don't really know. I don't know. I would definitely go back to saying the early 90s with the Stone Roses, Happy Mondays, obviously Oasis, because you'll hear a flavour of Oasis in them tunes, definitely. I mean, Francis was forever. When I sent him some of the demos, it was very, how would I put it, like sort of skippy, funky beats underneath. With a jangly guitar, so he literally told me to stop playing like that and just more straight, which it helped. He helped me be a better guitarist, to be honest. So because obviously Oasis have done that thing. We need to try and find what you're about, But you can definitely hear flavours of Oasis in there. The Verve were very big for me in the 90s. So Verve, Paul Weller. I love Paul Weller.
Yeah, we've got a lot of similar music taste, I believe.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't go for a lot of stuff that's in the charts. I mean,
no, I don't.
I mean, there are obviously the odd few, but I like a lot of the old time classics and things like that.
Yeah, same here. Growing up, my dad was a drummer, incidentally. I basically took over. He moved to Spain. I took over him as the drummer and singer. And we used to do all big band stuff, a big wide range of music, which is where I learned my trade, really. I was with them for years and years. So that's how I learned my trade, all the harmonies that I can do. And so it wasn't just about playing the guitar and singing. I was always been a drummer first and foremost.
Have you played in things like pubs and stuff
exactly. Pubs, clubs for years. As I say, when I first met Natalie, we used to do a pub over in South London. We used to do a talent show on a Thursday, and that's when she entered that. We used to do them we was there for years. And then another place over in Surrey that we used to do a place called Botley Farm, and that was a big marquee at the side of this building. We was there for about 10 years every Sunday, but worked with a lot of people there. We had Bobby Davro, Dave Evans, Lee Evans' dad, Chaz and Dave, who worked with a couple of times there. So a lot of people, it was just fun times. We used to do weddings and all sorts of stuff. But again, as I say, I learnt my trade. And I think I famously see an interview with Sting once, and said that if you haven't worked the pubs and clubs and the working men's clubs, you haven't done your apprenticeship, which is very, very true. Because you play in front. Sometimes you play in front of 4 or 5 people, and it's soul destroying, but you still give it your very best.
Yeah. I can understand, because it's a way that you're sort of earning your stripes. It's like, it could be easily 4 or 5 people that you play to, but still you're doing the graft, and you're getting that experience, and
it's valuable.
Did anything ever go wrong when you were playing like the pubs and clubs?
Not really, no, I wouldn't say. No, I couldn't say. I mean, we did the band. I mean, the band members. I mean, Alan and Paul. I mean, they've been together. My dad was with, I think, 20 odd years they were together, probably longer. It was a surprise, actually. The band were going to basically finish, and they did a night where where people that over the years used to come and watch us were going to be there. We didn't know. We were just turning up thinking it was someone's surprise birthday. We were out the back getting changed, and then we come in, and they're all like, "Hey!" The band are here. But then we went on stage, went to start, and the PA system just didn't work. So we were sitting on stage for like 5 minutes with no sound, but thankfully Paul, the bass player, managed to sort it out. So that was the only thing I can remember that did go wrong at a gig. That was quite funny, really. It was quite funny.
You could have easily started doing an acoustic set whilst he was getting the PA system going.
But at the time, obviously there was only my drums. There was no guitar there. There was no acoustic. So yeah.
So the album.
Yeah, my dream has always been to try and, you know, to play in front of a big crowd. Obviously, I think every musician has that dream. But you know, I never thought I'd get this far with this stuff. You know, it was a blessing. And obviously, COVID is a horrible situation. But it was a blessing for me to be able to finally get my stuff recorded. And even talking to you now, I've never expect anything like this to happen, you know? So every single thing that happens is a bonus. You know, just going on YouTube and looking at how many views my videos have, I'm like, wow, you know, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been a definite shake-up for me, because I work in security, and I've been out on the front line looking after people and making sure that testing centres are secure up here in Edinburgh, and it's been a bit of a roller coaster, because I say I've done 12 hour 5-day shifts, and
really?
when it started, I was already working on another job, and then that came to an end, and I was kind of like, what's going to come next?
Yeah.
And then obviously got moved to the testing centres, and then doing those since pretty much since March last year. And there were times where I thought, why the hell am I doing this? But
yeah,
at the same time, it was I was like, I'll get through this, because it's my job to do it and make sure that people are safe, that centres are secure, because they actually, some places hold testing kits through the night and make sure they didn't get nicked or anything like that.
Really?
I don't think I've actually ever had a night where anything's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
But it's been definitely a trial of of sanity in some parts to keep going and doing what I do.
Yeah.
And that's obviously meant I had to step away from doing the radio, which I enjoy, because I love doing it for two reasons: because I get to play the music I love, and play artists such as yourself to bring them to a wider audience. And as people know, I run a playlist called ECFM New Stars, which has got yourself and a whole ton of other people there. So if I play them on the show, I go, if you want to find out more, you can go here and do that. But as I coming back, so this is me with the forthcoming album that's coming. Do you have plans for another album after that?
Well, I'd love to. You know, obviously Francis, I mean, it was great. Even like he said to me, you know, I can't wait to hopefully be able to do it again, to write again. There's this stuff we've already started doing bits and pieces, but we can't sort of jump forward to do anything unless something happens with this. We need something to happen with this, because obviously I've funded everything. So it's as much as he's studio time absolutely free, his time's free, he's produced it all obviously. So if I think how much it would have cost if I had to get someone like him in and hire a studio, it would have cost absolute bomb. But yeah, I mean, we would love to do more stuff, you know, but we just need to see what happens with this. As I say, this single came out not even a week ago, so there's stuff going on behind the scenes. Hopefully we can see a bit of movement with it. But we've got another single out next month, 26th of March, then followed by another single, and then we're not sure of the album date yet. So yeah, we need to get this sorted, because it'd be such a shame, because there, I mean, I think I said to Francis the other day, he laughed because I said, Francis, I said, I still don't think I've written the one. But then, you know, this Is Me was definitely the strongest on the album. And there's some really, and when you go over the album, listen to the album, you think, bloody hell, it is. And it's not just me saying it. You know, I like all different bands and all different music. And I would be honest on myself, if I didn't think it was any good, I wouldn't even be sitting here with you now, because Francis wouldn't have entertained it. That's for one. So I know it's a great album, and I do believe that I've written some really, really good songs for a follow-up. I just can't wait to. I've recorded a couple of little ones, so I won't go too much into that. But there is some good songs. If you can see behind me, I bought a piano, so I'm starting to write on that. Yeah, so this little guitar here, Little Beauty, this was one of Francis' old guitars. I've had that for years, but because I think he forgot about it. I turned up with it in the studio. He said, "Is that one of mine?" I said, "Well, it used to be, not anymore." But so in the video, I use a friend of mine, Christian. I use one of his guitars. He's got a beautiful guitar I use in the video. But this one behind me, I've written a lot of those songs on it, and I just took it to the video shoot, and I thought, I can't leave it out. I'm sentimental like that. I can't leave that guitar out, because it's written some of these songs, you know. So yeah, it just seems to be the magic piece, that guitar. So I will continue to write with that. But yeah, can't wait to do some more, hopefully.
And are you hoping to take this album on tour once lockdown lifts? Yeah,
well, I had a very good friend of mine's got a studio around here, and he was in one of my bands. He is very first band when I was a kid around here. And I was quite nervous about sending him some of the songs, and I sent him this tracks, and do you know what? The message he gave back to me was just, it blew me away. Like, he was, "I'm so proud of you. It's brilliant," because he sees a lot of bands go through his studio, you know, a lot of good musicians, a lot of good bands. So to hear that feedback was just like brilliant. So yeah, to go and do some gigs with it. I mean, and this is one thing that he said. He said, "You will not have a problem getting a support tour with this album." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "I'm telling you now, it's that good." So I was like, "Thanks, Pat." You know, it means a hell of a lot. You know, especially, as I said, coming from someone like him who's got his own studio. You know, so you know, who knows? We're definitely looking at doing an album launch as soon as we can. Obviously, everything opens up, but you know, I'm certain that there's a lot of people from where I live would love to see it. You know.
Yeah.
And just looking at the comments that I've had, that I've put on social media, I'm sure I'll have people that I've been speaking to on social media turning up. Hopefully yourself, and you know, I mean, it's, you know, I think I would be quite surprised in myself when I come on stage and there'd be people like, "Wow, yeah, that'd be good."
Yeah, I'm sure that will happen, and as soon as obviously again as things open up, yeah. I would love to be there if I can.
Yeah, certainly, mate. I'll put you on a guest list. That's if I'm allowed to have a guest list at that point. I might have to pay for you.
So, again, Cameron, where would you love to take the album on tour if you could?
Where would I love to take it?
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, England. I think. I mean, yeah. I mean, England's a great place. You know, I think a lot of us forget what a great country we have. You know, everybody seems to, you know, when the weather's, you know, summer holidays, let's go abroad, let's go on holiday. I think we need to realise what we have got here first and foremost. So I would certainly like to, you know, tour of the UK. Maybe start up there where you are. Who knows? That's if I'll have enough people turn up at the gig. Ben, that'd be down to you to get them there.
Oh, well, if I could, I'll be shoving them in through the door.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think it would be great to play this live, because there's some really good songs. There really are. What I'll do is I'll get them sent over to you, Ben. I'll do that. If you email me your address on there, and I'll get you the album sent. I've got some I've got some copies here, so I'll send you one up.
I'll do that after the interview. I lost my train of thought already. That's great.
I'm nervous as hell. It's my first one. I'm like, I hope I'm doing all right.
You're doing fine. It's just I've got dyslexia, and sometimes
Okay.
my train of thought goes, and then I can't think of what I was going to go for that. Oh, yes. So, where can people find you on social media?
Leo Bryan Music. It's as simple as that. Yeah, Leo Bryan Music. So that's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and obviously at the moment you can my website, which is we're sort of just building. So leobryanmusic.co.uk. That's my website. So we just need to do some little updates on that and whatnot. But again, it's all new. So I'm sure as things move along, we'll be adding stuff, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can add some dates, which will be fantastic.
Well, I look forward to that, Lee, and I'd just like to say thank you very much for your time this morning.
You're welcome, Ben.
And just wish you all the best with not only just with the single, but with the album and what comes next.
Yeah, cheers. Appreciate it, Ben.
And also, happy anniversary for yesterday for you and your wife.
Well, this is the thing. We've been married. We've been married 17 years, so it's 20. I said to I think my mother-in-law messaged my wife yesterday. She said, "I think you've put it on Facebook wrong. It's actually people are coming on there wishing us happy anniversary. It wasn't. It was 20 years since I've met her. That was the day in the club. So our anniversary, our official wedding anniversary, is in July." I got married on my mum's birthday. Obviously, I said to you, she passed away. So that's a very special day. So 29th of July is our official wedding anniversary. But it was nice that a lot of people wished us happy anniversary yesterday. Yeah. So now we've got two.
I mean, it's always great to celebrate even where things actually begin and
yeah.
Oh. So I'll say thank you very much and take care.
Ben, good talking to you, mate. I'll if you email me over your address and then I'll get it over to you.
I will do, and I'll email a copy of this as well at the same time.
Perfect. Cheers, Ben. Good talking to you. Take care.
And you take care.
Yeah. See you, bye.
Rock on.
See you, mate.